Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's called Detox Ranger. The reason I've called it Detox Ranger is because I'm sick of seeing people sick, and I'm here to give advice from experience of my own. Let's walk and I'll talk. So I'm here to give you advice and to tell you a story how I learned how to detox. Where do I start? I could start with my own experience. Back in 2010 I was addicted to booze. I was a gambler. I had sciatica, I had chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, and I just suffered with infections all over the place. Like in the toe, get rid of the toe infection, get an ear infection, get an eye infection, tooth infection. I suffered with my teeth really bad, and it was all down to my diet. And I've tried everything going. I've spent thousands of pounds, and I don't want you to spend any money because I'm going to tell you a way eventually how you can do it for free, and it's just so simple, yet people don't know it. Now my advice to you would be, don't go to your GP, or as you call it, a doctor, but he's not a doctor. He's a drug dealer, he's a drug pusher. That's what they do. They prescribe you pharmaceuticals, or as I call them, harmaceuticals, because they harm you. Right, so I'm going to tell you my experience, my story, while I walk. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to face the camera that way so you can see how wonderful this wood is. I'm in a local woodland. This is where you've got to come. If you're sick, come to the woodland and it'll help you. So basically 2009 I was an alcoholic. I was drinking since the age of 16. I was like every Friday, Saturday or Sunday I was drunk, guaranteed. Didn't matter, I was always an excuse just to get drunk. I don't really, well I do, I put it down to past life, like having a dad. My dad got killed, and it was my way of escaping this, what I call prison planet, because that's what it is. And I felt when I was drunk I was escaped, I was away. But, and the thing is, you don't realise that it's a habit. So I really started hitting the bottle when I was about 25. So it was 2005, 2006 sort of area. And that's 2004, sorry. So because I was so drunk all the time, my memory's really, I lost a lot of memory because I was drunk all the time. And stuff that I can't remember, like I can't remember my daughter growing up or anything like that. All I remember is I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to drop her off to preschool or school, and then I'd come home and I'd hit the cider or hit the vodka, and I hid it from people. No one actually, not one person knew or suspected I was a pisshead. That's how good I hid it. That's how good these drug addicts, these alcoholics and these gamblers hide stuff. You've got to be a master. It's an art to just deceive people and hide stuff. There was one morning when my nan said, "You smell of booze, you've been drinking." And I said, "No, I was painting and I had to use methylated spirits." And she believed it. I remember that one story really well. But I suffered with really extreme depression. I mean proper extreme depression, because my missus had left me with a kid to bring up, and it really got me. I had no family that would really give a shit or cared. So I guess the booze numbed the pain. I'd drink, then I got into gambling addiction, playing roulette. I mean I'd spend hundreds of pounds every night. At the time I was a single parent, didn't have a job, so I was on benefits, so my benefit money basically went on gambling and drink, nothing else. I used to go down to my nan's because she lived down the road at the time. I used to go to my nan's to get my dinner, food, stuff like that, and she used to just give me stuff all the time because I said I have no money, and I'd paid bills and stuff, but I'd never paid the bills. That's how bad my life was. Proper rock bottom, I guess. Nearly homeless, council wanting to chuck me out of the house, people chasing after me for debts what my ex-wife had left behind for me. that's enough to drive anyone to drink. But I learnt that the drink caused disease. Alcohol, it's not natural, it causes disease, full of sugar. Now my advice to you is to carry on listening to this story. It's not a sob story. I don't want no one to say, oh, poor you, or anything like that. I'm here to help you, to give you advice, give you guidance, because that's what I feel. I feel that I was put on this planet to learn from my experiences, to pass on to other people. So I gave up the drink. In a whole month, I gave up the drink. Man, it drove me crazy. Then I suffered with depression, really extreme depression, where like I tried to kill myself once, took loads and loads of drugs, and in the end I was just really, really sick basically. Paramedics came out, gave me some stuff to drink, and I just chucked all the codeine that I'd swallowed up, because at the time I was on codeine for sciatica. That's the pharmaceutical, or the pharmaceutical way. Poison it and it'll go away. I'm very anti-pharmaceutical after what they've done to my sister, but that's another story which I'm going to tell you about. But in the end, basically they murdered her. I had really bad sciatica, which I learned by doing stretches. You can get rid of sciatica. You don't need drugs. Trust me, you can get rid of sciatica in a week. It's that easy. And I'll show you some in a video soon, how I got rid of my sciatica. But the biggest thing for me, after I gave up the drink and the gambling, which I all did, the hardest thing of all to give up was sugar. Sugar, man. The reason why it's called the White Death. Same with bread. Any bread, the whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead. That's the truth. It's not like hundreds of years ago when they never used wheat. They used stuff like millet for the bread, and it was called daily bread because it went rotten the next day. That's what proper bread is like. You don't have bread that lasts weeks, do you? It's just not normal. I had chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia, which meant I got up in the morning, well, I dragged myself out of bed, and this was all brought on through the drinking. I was getting the side effects now of detoxing from the booze, but all I did was drink water all the time. And looking back, I don't know, it's a moment I'm proud of because I actually beat it, but I still get cravings for booze. If I go past a pub, or if I see a drink in a shop, I think, oh, I'll just have one. But I know if I have one, that's it. I'm hooked. So chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia that was worse than the drinking. I think it was really bad. I hurt all over. Man, it was like electric shocks. It was weird. It was weird. That's what the doctors put it down to. They called it fibromyalgia, but chronic fatigue syndrome. I was tired all the time. I just had no go in me. I'd get up in the morning. I'd go to school, drop my daughter off, preschool, and I'd come home and I'd be straight in bed. That was it. I was asleep until 2-3 o'clock when I had to go back to pick her up. And this went on for months, and I just thought, oh, I've had enough. Went to the doctor. He prescribed me antidepressants. Said I was depressed. That's why I was tired. And I thought, nah, this is bullshit. So I went to another doctor, got a second opinion. They said chronic fatigue. So yeah, fair enough. Another doctor, fibromyalgia. See what I'm getting at? Yeah, they don't know what they're on about. They just want to push drugs down your throat. And I was getting drugs for every single thing. I looked and I had like 6 different sorts of drugs. But at the time, I was still on the codeine for the sciatica as well. I had everything. I look back, I can't believe how toxic I was. My body was toxic. It was so acidic. And now I'm normal. I'm happy, which is really, really good. And I want you to be happy as well. So if you're unwell, I think you should subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you ways of doing things, and then you're going to go and you're going to research what I've said, and you're going to see, is he telling the truth? Now, I don't claim to be no guru or no doctor or anything like that, and I haven't got a white coat and a piece of paper to say I am a doctor. That's all a doctor is, really, isn't it? Someone that goes and wastes 4 years of their life at med school to be brainwashed into pushing pharmaceuticals. It's not a doctor. It's a drug dealer, mate, that is. It doesn't take 4 years to be a drug dealer. Anyone can be a drug dealer. So I'm going to tell you natural ways. I'm going to show you diets that I've done. And I'm going to tell you now, it doesn't cost a penny to get better. Honestly, it doesn't. You don't need to go and buy this and buy that. I've learned from experience. what works, what doesn't work. There's a lot of quackery out there, honestly. Tons of quackery out there. Yeah, I bought a device to get rid of my chronic fatigue syndrome and that, and it worked. It was called a Beck Zapper. I'll put a picture of it up now. I used that device 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, 30 minutes before bed. And after 3 days, I was shocked. It went. I didn't have chronic fatigue anymore. It was amazing. Fibromyalgia, I still had that, but it took about a week, 2 weeks to get rid of like the aches and the pains and the burning and I was just a horrible sensation that I got all over my body. That went. That was just from a Beck Zapper, which I bought. I think that's the best place to start. If you've got the money, buy it. If you haven't got the money, don't, because there are better ways. I've learnt this as time's gone on. I mean, this was like 2010 when I used the Beck Zapper, when the World Cup was on actually. That's when I started giving everything up, around the World Cup time. The antidepressants made me feel like this. Empty. Like I was just a vessel with no soul. If you're on antidepressants, I'm going to give you some advice how I got off them. Don't do what I did. Don't just say, no, I'm not taking them anymore, chuck them in the bin, because you go cold turkey. And that's worse than anything. You literally go crazy, because you can see why people that are on heroin and that go at the wall and they kill and shit, because it drives you mental. Your body's not used to it. It needs those drugs. So yeah, I got rid of most of the stuff that I've got. The chronic fatigue, that went through the Zapper. Then I started getting lots of infections. I thought this can't be right, so I went vegetarian. Didn't eat meat, gave it all up basically. I just lived, I'd call it pescatarian. Is it pescatarian? Well, you just eat fish. I did that. Everyone saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you need meat in your diet. You know, typical brainwashed society. Yet half of these people that eat meat are sick all the time. That's why, because you're eating animal products. It's not designed, we're not designed, we're primates. Apparently, mainstream says we're primates. Apparently we came from monkeys, but we all know it's not true. So, you gotta be like a primate. I've learnt this now over the past 2 years. I've not eaten any meat, no animal products. Oh, honey. I wouldn't class honey as an animal product, really. And I've learnt the best way of ridding all disease in the body from my research of years and years and years. This is like every single night researching proper like scientific tests, all sorts of stuff. And you'll notice the pharmaceuticals will only do tests on animals. They would never do them on humans, because then they can turn around and say that there was never any studies done on humans, so we can't prove that it works. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all designed the same fucking way. We all have the same shit in our bodies. We're just different species and races and all that crap. So that's their way of doing it, and they forge, they cheat, they basically lie in their research. I mean, they've been using chemotherapy for about 50, 60, 70 years, and it's the biggest killer on the planet. You're going to get people say, oh, chemotherapy helped me. You got lucky because you were probably one of the 4%. So out of 100 people, only 4 people survive 5 years. And unfortunately, last year, my sister was one of the people that died through being brainwashed by the big pharmaceuticals, by the doctor, and a cult that she was in basically. She's lived in America. She was Christian. She went to church every Sunday, and I told her, no, don't listen to nothing they're saying, it's not true. But once you get brainwashed and someone tells you the truth, cognitive dissonance kicks in. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And you don't believe anything. Like if I told you that you're a soul inside a vessel, you think, oh, he's fucking crazy, he's mental. No, it's true. We're souls, we don't die, we never die, we're immortal. But the vessel dies, the shell I'm in dies, and you get reincarnated. It's as simple as that. we're all energy, and you can't lose energy. Energy's there. Energy's all around us. So I'm going a bit off topic now. So the best way I suggest to you, if you're sick, if you've got a problem like with cancer, diabetes, anything like that, give up sugar. Go into the kitchen now, tip the sugar in the bin. Don't use any more sugar. It's going to be hard. It took me 6 months to get over the craving of sugar, but look at all the food packets and all the ingredients. Sugar is in everything. Fruit juice, sugar. You don't need sugar in fruit juice. Fruit always had its own sugar, proper natural sugar. So sugar, I basically say SOS, which you've got to give up. You've got to give up the SOS. Sugar, oils and salt, the biggest killers. Table salt is the biggest killer. Now, I'm going to talk about the big cholesterol scam eventually, of older people being told they've got cholesterol when that's a myth. It's a bullshit story to put you on statins. Unbelievable. People buy the bullshit from these knobheads. I don't know. You don't need chemical. Everything you need, look around you. Everything you need to cure anything is here. But people can't see that. They're so brainwashed. Now I know this video is pretty deep and most people are probably turned off, but I'm telling you how it is. Now I've learned the best way to cure anything is to dry fast. I mean, don't eat nothing or drink nothing. Now, can you say, oh, but you'll die if you don't drink any water? It's a myth. Another myth put out there for you. Dry fasting. I cured everything with dry fasting. Can't believe it. And over the past week, I've changed my diet. 100% raw food, fruit, and I found, now it's not the sugars or anything, is it? Because after I've eaten sugars, I rinse my mouth out with distilled water, not tap water, distilled water, and I spit it out. I found that all my fillings are starting to fall out. And I feel better, I feel happy, and the weird thing is, I have no pain from where the fillings are actually falling out, which was odd. Now, if you look at it logically, you only get pain from inflammation. It's like your muscles swelling will cause inflammation, and that's where you get pain. It's the inflammation. So I'm just looking around because I saw some deers just over there. I saw some deer now. So I think I'm going to leave it there for now. Sorry about the camera situation. It's just I'm using the GoPro and I haven't got a selfie stick. I'm holding you because I left the stick at home. So yeah, I think if you want to detox, I'm not going to charge you anything. There's no books coming out, none of that stuff. I might, if I can get a lot of people on board, I might start a podcast series. That'll probably be on SoundCloud or somewhere. Yeah, I was going to call this the Health Ranger, but I realised there's already a channel called the Health Ranger. I thought, no, I can't. And I thought, well, everyone goes to the doctor, DR, and I thought, well, what can I call the channel? It would have the initials DR, Detox Ranger. That's where the channel came from, the Detox Ranger. And I'm going to help everybody basically with my videos, hopefully, to detox. Once you've detoxed, you'll feel 100%, I promise you. But like everything, there's no pain, there's no gain. That's the way it is. You got to think, you've built all that crap up in your body, all that shit, and it's going to take a while to get rid of it. Once you get rid of it, you're going to feel like $1 million or £1 million, or wherever you come from. And that's the truth. Ignore what your doctors tell you. They don't know what they're all about. You're just a customer for them. If you get better, they're going to have no body. See where I'm coming from? Hopefully you do. to be honest, I was like you all once. Oh, I've got a cold, I've got to go to the doctor. What's he going to do about a cold? It's just lack of vitamin C. So get some vitamin C in you. Simple. Go buy some ascorbic acid. Put that in a cup, drink it. 5 hours later, it's gone. Honestly, that's how quick it goes. Yeah, so like I said, hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumb up for the like. If you don't like it, tell me in the comments why you didn't like it. Write below what you want me to talk about in the next video. Now I know I'm not going to get many comments or many views because it's a new channel. I haven't even got any subscribers yet, but I'm pretty sure that I will. Now I've got a Facebook page as well. Go check it out. Detox Ranger. It's a picture of a strawberry and it says the Detox Ranger in green writing, green and yellow writing. I think that's the best way to start. I've got a few followers on that page, so yeah, it's the best way really. This is just a little introduction. I'm going to talk in the next video, I think, about the Beck Zapper and where I got it from and what I used it for. And I've used it for I haven't used it just for chronic fatigue or anything like that. I used it for other things and it did work. But since then I've bought other devices and it's mind-blowing stuff, honestly. It really is mind-blowing stuff. You have to see it to believe it. But I've spent thousands to try and get better because the doctors wouldn't help me. No one would help me. And I thought, well, if someone else is in this situation, I'd help them if I knew what to do. I know what to do now, honestly. I know what to do. And I'm not going to let people suffer. I mean, my nan is really, really ill, but she won't take it because she's old-fashioned. She believes the doctors. She thinks if she starts taking her medication, she's going to die. So that's what they've told her. Can you believe this shit? It's bullshit. The whole world, the whole planet, is ran by corruption. It's greed. You see that? To some people, wow, 95% of the planet, that's God. That's God. Pieces of paper and plastic is God. Can you believe it? It's shocking, isn't it? It really is. You have to pay to be healthy. Man, being healthy should be natural. It's a God-given right. So I'm going to help people. I have helped people in the past. I've helped people get over cancer. This is no bullshit. I've helped people get over cancer of the guts, diabetes. I've even helped people lose weight. Because I feel I was put on this planet to experience all this pain and then to pass the information on. That's just how I feel, basically. And I get a really good satisfaction if I help people. Someone turns around and says, oh, I'm better now. That gives me a buzz and I think, oh wow, yeah, I'll help someone else. So that's what the plan's going to be for this channel. I'm going to just help people, tell you from my experience, show you the research. I'm going to do it all. So subscribe, like the video, share it, and I'll be back with another video.